Twitter, get this one started. All right, what I have to do today is another battle theme. These are just potential hypothetical battle themes. I notice I have this one set wrong. I have it as the same piano, but with 4 staves, and that puts it all in the same MIDI channel. So I'm just going to quickly change it in Sibelius. Oh, why isn't it working? Okay. It's really laggy. Go. This OBS that I use for streaming is really resource heavy. So I got to find out what to do with that. Again, this machine is pretty old, so it's not really set up for it. Okay, so I'm just putting it on 4 separate MIDI tracks instead of the same track with four staves. So, all right, cool. Now I hear more notes at the same time. It's not doing the thing when it cuts out like this. It's much prettier. Okay, good. So here's my MIDI file. I'm going to use as a template, and I'm going to now export this. So MIDI. Put it on my desktop. I might have to change the kind of format. And actually, I'm going to bring up the template from the one I was doing yesterday. It's kind of done. I might do a new version of it. I might do with guitars and everything. So 99% of, I mean, when you're composing music, about 1% is actually writing music. The other 99% is waiting for VSTs to load, responding to emails, working on computer problems, and so on. All right, so this is my, this piece. I don't have a C theme for it. It just, I don't even know why I have A, B. That doesn't really make any sense. I might add a C theme. We'll see. They have a little introduction to motive that D minor to A. Well, yeah, D minor. The response is D Dorian. Why not? D minor, then A Dorian to E minor. So we'll see how this works. Really simple. And it's just A and B. I'm trying to keep things light. Not everything has to be overcomplicated. And now it's loading some channels that I never use. Okay, whatever. Maybe also got to make sure the MIDI, I made it MIDI type 1. I'm going to make another one that's MIDI type 0 because honestly I always forget which is which. Alright, so here's my template from yesterday. I'll call this one too. And I'm just making these hypothetical battle themes just to have more to choose from and just for practice, just to see what I like. Delete all of this. I saved this as a new file. It's not scary. Get rid of these markers. All right, so I have to open. Don't drag in MIDI files. You got to. Well, I'm using Sonar. Very few people actually use Sonar, I think. Yeah, everything's here. Okay, good. And it's the right tempo, 160. And what is it? It's all 4/4. Yeah, easy. Copy. Paste it to these bottom 4 here. I think these all would sound really cool with guitars and everything, so I might change my mind and do that. Okay. But now I'm adding drums to all of them too. So let's see what we have. This is our MIDI file. See, it looks horrible when we translate it into Sonar. That's like the articulations and everything are gone. That's why I have to use a Sibelius file here to know how I want things articulated. This just worked great on guitar. That low part 4. So let's get a small orchestra going. Let's start with just, we have a short score. Let's start with strings. Some of these ones that I made, I actually put in notes of like what I want each instrument to be. But here we're going to start with string orchestra. So this part, we're just going to do the A theme. No, not even the A theme, just the introduction. So here's the A theme. I'm going to mark that A. And then as we're setting up, this is B. And it does A and B again, so I don't really actually need this stuff here. There's no reason to. So it might be a lot shorter, so I might need a C theme. Well, worry about that later. Okay, got this. We're going to put this as cello. 2. Cool. So we got that those power chords on the cello, and I don't really care about playability because that's not the point. And that's not too hard. The first two are open strings, and the next one aren't, but it's all right. Bass. So, oops. Can I not see? 55. Again, these should be labeled, not just numbers. The bass, I gotta break it down an octave. Now, I gotta make a decision if I want every hit. I might just want this. For now, I'll leave them, but what I'm gonna do is I already got an idea with the percussion. So before I do the rest of the strings, I know I want percussion to double that rhythmic pattern. And that goes throughout a lot of the piece. Not a snare drum. Let's even them out. Let's make them all 100. And I'm going to make them all. So I never even shared this to, well, I only did Twitter. Let me do Facebook share. Hold on. Where's my tweet? Just as I do this, I never shared this on Facebook. Okay, so just getting some of the ideas here. That percussion probably be a little bit more active. With I don't want too much of a groove here. Maybe some hi-hat things going on. Now another layer I have. Just like looking at this much better. The beginning, I just have these two lines, all in octaves. I guess it's just to make the MIDI sound better. I don't know why I did that. Well, we'll see. Maybe I want to make these 2 violins and these 2 woodwinds. We'll see. Let's hear how this sounds. Put this on 42. Now, do I want to make that like that? And then put the violin 2. Just a little different sound than the violins. Now these are pretty loud. That's the thing, because I did it in Sibelius, and they have different definitions of what the velocities mean. I put forte. I want to just even this out. It's got to sound. It doesn't have to sound too real. Let's do 95. And now. Let's get the viola and cello in octaves. Or maybe the viola could just hit the hits. Yeah, I like that idea. So I get these hits. Viola staccato. Higher. Looks like we're on D, and then we go to A. No, G. I mean A, not G. All right, and let's just make this look a little bit neater. Actually, the whole thing could look neater if I made these 8th notes. then the counter melodies kind of dovetail, kind of underneath it, and they dovetail a little bit. So I don't know what I want the counter melody to be. Woodwinds. Or it can just be strings and brass, both of them. I just kind of like the idea of switching back and forth with different timbres. So let's get a flute, an oboe, clarinet. I don't know. I don't know. Let's get flute, trumpet. I don't know. I don't know if I want. I didn't put trumpet in yet, but I'm thinking flute and oboe. Nice timbre change. Cool. That's again even out the velocities. The flute doesn't get power to here. The oboe has power the whole time. And I'll do the same thing here. The problem is here, you can't do oboe because of the range. And the flute is not a good range there either. So we're going to switch them. We're going to do this part for the oboe, and the next one's going to be probably clarinet or something. Oops. Cut. Paste that to the flute. Oops. What is going on? Why does it highlight all of that? It's just a MIDI thing. But I'm going to clean it up. So there's empty MIDI data on this channel right here. Not that one. Put that back. It just makes copying and pasting really frustrating. All right. So this flute part is not a flute part. So get rid of that and put it on. I'm not a huge fan of clarinet for things like this. It just doesn't, not a very battle instrument. But it gives you a very neutral sound. I'm not sure I love it. But let's see what else I can do. I'm going to match this with a hi-hat, open hi-hat. Sorry, sometimes it takes me time to think because I'm working. Now this one I might want to vary the velocity a little bit. Why is it different? Oh, they're different channels. I did have a plugin that fixed that for you, but so I'm doing the groups of 4. I really only have to do it for 2 measures and then paste it, but this sounds like a battle theme already. Now, A section. I might want to make that a bigger in the beginning. Add some more things on those hits. But right here, A theme. We got a melody, and then this driving rhythm. Nothing should really be changed. And this, we'll just try. It seems like it's the same thing. But try to remember what I wrote. Let's hear it in MIDI file for a second. Cool. So it's 2 8-bar phrases. really standard. Now I have a different articulation marked here for these cello parts. So I want to go to long cello, so it's almost spiccato the whole time. I like the spiccato sound. I might want to change it. Go back and forth with that, and this one's got to be da 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 da. I might want to just get a normal staccato. I think I have these marked tenuto. Okay, that should be long then. So those, when it goes the A minor, the parts, move them to 51. Yeah, it's just a lot fuller. It's not very cello-y at all. So we'll see how that works. The bass is just going to be the bottom part of it all. Just going to highlight this. E, C, A, and F. Well, F the second time, G the first time. So bring that down to 54. Oh, then it's got to go down an octave. Because I already have it. The clef is an octave clef. Maybe I shouldn't use that. Whatever. Might have the same drum beat. We'll see. That's a good idea. Melody, violin, maybe. It's high, so kind of has to be. Wow, sounds horrible. Why? Because I put accents on them. All right. So the accent makes it 127. I don't like that. We're going to even the whole thing out to 95. And I'll put a little push on these. So we have accents on here. Oh, didn't memorize it. And F sharp again. So let's make those a little bit louder. Make it a little bit quieter. Maybe double it with. Maybe it should be flute. I like flute for these. Gives it a little bit of color, but it's a little low. And let's make the flute a little louder. So, did I have any other lines here, though? No. Until here. This is brass. These are woodwinds or violas or something. Yeah, so make this legato line. Horn, trombone. Let's see what we got. I never use the section ones. I mean, that's for different sounds. It's not too high for trombone. It doesn't always have to be a full orchestra, so. But it does have to be loud. I have it more. No, I have it more quiet. Okay, but I don't know if it's too quiet. Maybe it's something nice on a clarinet. Clarinet and trombone. Why not? It's a really nice sound. Let's do. Actually, piano is going to be 75. Now these things are a little bit pecky. This that can be second violin, maybe a oboe. So second violin, staccato, or maybe pizzicato. We'll see. I like that a lot. What is the viola? Should the viola keep doing those chords? Kind of liked it, so. E. Can't really hear him. Hold on. Oh, oops. When I do that, it plays the MIDI back too. Where's viola? Is our staccato, okay. Octave lower. See that? Too quiet for viola. Now, the melody. Go back to the violin. All right. Where was I with here, with volume? 85? Yeah. I think this will sound really nice on a horn, too, so. Not trumpet. I haven't used trumpet at all in this. I'm thinking I'm going to need a third theme. And I haven't composed one. I usually like to compose in private, but we'll see. Instead, I'm going to use this one because it's quieter. Oh, I was like, why does it sound like something dropped out? Computer's making a lot of noise. I think this, no, it's not. That's the people next door. Okay. They're drilling. All right. Don't want that crash. All right. This is way too exposed. That violin. Maybe no violin. Kind of like that better, just the flute. Yeah, and then switch the violin there. We'll see. I can change my mind. Actually, all right. Next part. Let's get the violas in here. Can't even hear it. Why the viola staccato? Let's figure this out. That's the extra ones. And this is contact. I don't even need this contact. I can just turn that off. Turn this one off too. I gotta be economical with my system resources here. Percussion. Here's my strings. So let's see. Viola. Staccato. I have it marked down a little quiet. Bring it up. If you can't hear it at all, it's useless. I know the pitches change. I'll fix that in a second. Okay. And then it just transposes. Is it just up a minor third? Yeah. So it's going to be the second violin. No, octave higher. Hold on. No, it's a different velocity. I like the way this was better. But is that... If I had that in the first violin, I don't, just for consistency, make it second. It's a different timbre. Slightly different. You hear it. Oops. Why is it shifted? MIDI stuff. Alright, and this is the part that goes up a minor third. Cool. So there's a little background. That part, and then there's something completely different in the second part. Okay, so let's get those in before we figure out what the melody's going to be. Boom, 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 boom. No, da, do, da, 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 da. Changes the second half. A little variation on a battle trope. This thing. I wish I can copy and paste from here to the other one. Instead of having, because with Sibelius, you can easily highlight it. Like if I wanted just the top one, I can just go to a filter and just do that, and there's just the top note highlighted. You can't do that with. I mean, maybe you can. I don't know. I think I'm pretty fluent in this software, but. It's not that intuitive. I mean, it's better than some other ones I worked with, like Logic. Like I could not get into Logic's MIDI editor at all. 33. It's gonna sound nice, but horrible in terms of volume. All right, put this at 75. Is that where we were? Yeah. No, let's make it louder. Let's put a little crescendo on it. And maybe even higher. Something higher. I know there's a melody. We're leaving out the melody. I didn't get there yet. So we had the flute part. We made this a flute. Hear it. So I don't know if I love that flute sound. So let's just give it a little bit more volume. less melody. He's got to fill it out more. That flute needs to be doubled with something. And this part, strings. That's the upper violins, I think. Let's see, 42. I think both violins. Maybe, yeah. The second violin will do the octave low. Again, just got to highlight it like this and put it at 45. Let's see. What did I have it marked as here? That's so forte. So I had it on this track. Whoever, not that it matters. I wasn't really thinking who's playing what. It's just more. These are my 4 lines: melody, harmony, bass line, counter melody. Yeah, it's completely inconsistent. Oops, don't crash. Just get some nervous. It's just auto save. Okay. Yeah, this flute is not powerful enough. Where's the trumpet? And is it appropriate for a trumpet is the question. It's just that's a high range. I might, you know, cool is piccolo trumpet. Because a real standard B flat trumpet or C trumpet. I mean, I don't even know what it doesn't matter what it is in here. Is going to sound really, really piercing. I think on the high B. Make a decision. What decision I can make, oh, stop, go back, is this. This is way too loud. Still out of tune. That oboe, right? Oh. I don't know who's out of tune there, but someone has to be tuned. In the meantime, trumpet. It's a pain to do this because you have to bounce it. I'll do it. Bounce it to audio, and then use it like an auto-tune software. So let's just do this real quick. Trumpet. No, not bounce the clips. There, do it again. It's just a trumpet part from here to here. If we decide it to be trumpet. Now, if I wanted to not be trumpet anymore, it's going to be. I have to do it again, but I just want to see what the culprit is. And it might crash. No, it's okay. Maybe. When I work quickly and I work with a lot of tracks, I tend to go too fast and it screws up the computer. Let's see. That's way too big of a clip. That's not going to. I can't see that. Let's just do this little chunk. This might make me help. Might help my decision if I. Yeah, that's out of tune. So now. Yeah, there we go. Auto tune trumpet. Awesome. All right. Well, let's undo all that and let's see if I have another trumpet patch. If I do decide to make it a trumpet. Oh, we got it. Now superior drummer's all screwed up. Hold on. Yeah, whenever you bounce something down. Superior drummer needs. Alright. Let's reload. Now, what's it doing? Brass is number 2. Let's see if I can throw in another trumpet patch that might be more appropriate. So we're going to do solo piccolo trumpet. For now, I'll just do one. Cool. It's just for this one line. Let's cut out trumpet itself, and we're going to put in the piccolo trumpet. 39. What did I do? So I typed 39. And it's going to 43, okay? Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Where's the clarinet? Where's the trumpet? Did I accidentally highlight more than one thing? Just this one line right here. Cut, paste the 39. And for some reason it's going to 42. What is going on here? Let's do it this way. It's easier. Just nudge it down. Oh yeah. So much more in tune. That's this just sounds. Flute. So get rid of that. Then there's something here. Oh, this is a violin thing again. This whole B section, definitely violins. I don't like the enharmonic problems with this. D flat when I meant C sharp and all that kind of stuff. Sibelius, it looks clean. Right, now, violin. What is going on? There's no melody there. Let's go back to my source. Now, what I see here is this part needs to be more prominent because it looks like the first violin is just back up. See, this stuff I didn't hear when I was doing the original reduction. And percussion. I'm just doing a loop. That's not appropriate either. Maybe you should have something a little bit. With the superior. Let me turn it off and back on. All right. Let's try this. Why is it on? Chapu, 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 chapu. I don't know how I like should I put a fill? Can you hear those little ones? This is a good break point. All right, I'll continue this later. Take a break. I'm going to think about what I should do for a possible C theme.